Good evening. That was an introduction to our guest speaker, Martin Kersels. I'm Arnold Kemp. I'm the chair of the MFA in Visual Studies for PNCA. This is part of our graduate lecture series. It's the first time the school's had something like this, and I'm putting it together with J.P. Royer, who's the chair for Applied Craft and Design, the other MFA at PNCA. I want to thank you all for coming. I'm really excited to have Martin Kersels here, who is an old friend of mine now. He arrived here last night. He's only 8 years older than I am. But when we first met in 1998, I knew a few things about Martin. That he was a founding member of the legendary performance art group, the Shrimps, which was a group of very large men who were known for doing very small gestures on stage. Could say that. And I met him in the context of helping to organize a traveling show of his work that was coming to the Yerba Buena Center for the Arts from Madison, Wisconsin. So he's had shows at Yerba Buena and at the Art Center in Madison, but he's gone on to showing at the Centre Georges Pompidou in Paris and the Getty in LA, Santa Monica Museum, and his work is in prominent collections around the world, including the Pompidou Center in Paris. He shows in Italy and France and New York and Los Angeles and all over, and he is the co-chair of the art program at Cal Arts. But Martin didn't know anything about me when he first met me, and I walked into the gallery with my long dreadlocks and my wife beater and my torn up jeans, and I walked in and I said, "Hi, Martin, I'm the curator in charge of your show here." And Martin said, "Oh, that's funny, now go get the curator." So I found out he's a real diva. But I'm really glad that you all came out again to join us, and thank you, and Martin Kersels.
Thank you, Arnold. Thank you.
There's going to be a few minutes for questions at the end, and I'm just going to ask people to use the microphone because we're doing a podcast of this event. Thank you.
Okay, I just have to get it out of my system. I sometimes get really nervous, so if I start breathing hard, it's only because I'm nervous. But I want to thank you for coming. Thank you to the PNC for bringing me up. I had a really great time in the, I don't know, is it the MFA 1 seminar? Is that what it's called today? Yeah, and it was really great too. We watched a very depressing or very intense video by Johan Grimonpré, Dial History, and then had really great discussions about LA and about all sorts of things today. So it was really great to be part of the school's, taking part in classes at the school rather than just coming and doing the lecture. So thank you. I guess I should say that it might be difficult at times to kind of follow the thread of what I do by medium. Hopefully, by the time I'm done here, that you maybe get to see sort of an idea by thematic, like what I'm interested in thematically rather than just by medium, because I kind of start in performance, but I add sculpture, photography, video, all these different things. And I feel like every time I add something I do, I probably gain 50 pounds or something. So I just put out a record album, so now I've just gained 50 pounds again. So I'm do a PowerPoint presentation. Can you guys, is this okay? I feel, it starts with performance for me. This is the performance group Arnold referred to called Shrimps, and it started as large men doing diminutive movement, then to large men with small women who would kick our asses when we were trying to do diminutive movement. And then it became medium-sized guys with some big men and some medium women, and it just sort of all sort of fell apart. But the main thing that was really important to me as a young artist was that I came out of undergraduate school at UCLA and I became part of this collaborative. And it was truly kind of a godsend to me to be able to be in a group where I could express ideas and take part in things without having the whole responsibility on me. I don't think I had the confidence that to be like a solo performance artist or run my own group or even do anything, but to be a part of with like-minded people was like just a really amazing place to be as we performed in various places in Los Angeles, including Claremont Graduate School, Harvey Mudd, Pitzer, I think we performed at, but also to places like Alice Tully Hall at Lincoln Center, where we performed this piece called Looks. And these are banana squash that we kind of used in this kind of totemic fashion, sort of as talismanic fashion, rubbing on our heads to make our bald spots disappear. But as they wound up just sort of breaking and causing havoc, because we were a movement-based performance troupe, not so much with dialogue, and it was all done through sort of half-assed dance and pratfalls for the most part. And you can interrupt if you want, if you have questions or anything. I don't mind interruptions. This is a piece, one of my first pieces I did at graduate school. That's the Warner Building. Now you know that. Is it still that color dash? And this is a work called Microphone Drag. And there's two microphones, one suspended from the front of the car and one suspended from behind. And then I would drive people around and they would wear headphones, one microphone going into one ear, one in the other. And so it was a temporal piece that I would drive sort of a set course around the graduate building, maybe for 10, 15 minutes. And that it was this idea of exploding the car, exploding the cocoon of the car by bringing the road noise right to your head. And this microphone, because of the nature of the wood and the nature of the microphone, that it was only hung this far off the ground, would drag on the ground, hit my car. If I stopped, it would swing and hit the car ahead of me. And basically, like, to take all the smoothness and all the dull, dead space out of the interior of the car in order to make it this very lively place. I'm trying something new for this lecture, is using PowerPoint to add audio to certain slides. That's what this symbol is down here. It's sort of cute, the little blue speaker. So I don't know if you can hear. Maybe can we turn it up maybe a little bit? This is the sound of microphone drag. It's a lot of wind noise, engine noise. In a way, it isn't necessarily so exciting as a soundtrack, though, against your ears while you're walking. I'm going to talk about the first couple of slides maybe a little bit longer, and I'm going to then speed it up because I want to talk about materiality or experiments with materials that kind of, when I started making objects, I was trying to translate movement into the sculpture and movement that referred to the body. So there were sort of ideas of the performative sculpture.